What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having an awesome day so far, and welcome back to another episode of Chuck's Customs. If you've already seen the last few episodes, then you know what's going on. And if you're new, welcome! I highly suggest you check those videos out. That way you're kind of up to speed on what's going on right now. Right now, we're working on fitting this giant 12-valve Cummins with an Allison transmission into this little square-bodied GMC Sierra 2-wheel drive. Everyone says it can't be done. I'm sure it's been done before, but I've never seen it. And quite frankly, I want people to know how to do this swap if they want to do it in the future. We're going to be fitting a lot of stuff into this episode. It's probably going to take a few days, but for you guys it's only a few minutes. We're going to be installing the fuel tank, giving the bare frame a nice undercoating. We're going to be getting rid of that ugly vacuum brake booster and installing Hydroboost. And we're going to be installing a gratuitous amount of brake lines because I've ripped all the other ones out. So to avoid wasting any more of your time or mine, I'm going to get to work. Good thing I picked up 4 cans because this stuff goes quick. It's got a really aggressive spray on it. So now that a majority of the frame is undercoated, kind of have to let it dry before I start mounting the fuel tank or running any brake lines or anything, so let's just get to work on the Hydroboost. So some of you might be wondering why on earth I'm installing Hydroboost on this truck if I have a perfectly good vacuum booster on it. Well, the reason is these 12-valve Cummins don't really make much vacuum. I know, you just watched me install a vacuum pump on it in the last episode. That's mainly for the power steering. That vacuum pump doesn't really create enough vacuum for that vacuum brake booster. So, a lot of people highly recommend, if you're putting a 12-valve Cummins into a Chevy, or GMC in this case, use Hydroboost. Wait, 1 sec. I just want to take a minute and kind of explain something. While I was editing this video, I realized that what I just said might be kind of confusing for people who aren't super familiar with these engines or their accessories. When I say that we need the vacuum pump for power steering, I don't mean that the power steering uses vacuum in any way. That's just not how it works. When I say that, I'm referring to the vacuum/power steering pump. This is the vacuum pump. This is the power steering pump. The vacuum pump is driven by a gear in the timing assembly, and it obviously creates vacuum. That vacuum is then used for accessories that require vacuum to work. Kind of like air conditioning, how it utilizes vacuum to open and close certain vents in the air conditioning ducts. And although I want to try to keep air conditioning on this truck, I don't know if we're going to be able to because it's looking like it's just kind of going to get in the way. So I might be taking it out anyway, meaning we're not going to be using the vacuum from that vacuum pump. However, we still need it, because the vacuum pump holds and drives the power steering pump, which we will be utilizing. The power steering pump is obviously going to be helping us with power steering, but it's also going to be sending hydraulic pressure to the Hydroboost. The Hydroboost is then going to use that hydraulic pressure to help push the brakes when we press on the brake pedal, thus giving us power brakes without needing vacuum. Alright, back to the video. And I kind of want to be able to stop. It's a weird thing that I have. I don't know. However, I would be a complete liar if I told you that I know what I'm doing when it comes to converting vacuum boost into Hydroboost. So, I'm just going to kind of start taking it apart and see if I can figure it out. came out better than I thought it would, so I'm pretty happy with it. But let's not lose track of time because there's a lot of stuff to fit in this episode and we don't want to make it too long. So, next up, we have to install this here splitter and then we can run the brake lines. So let's get to it. We're wasting too much time. Let's go. Brake lines are installed and they're good to go. Are they the prettiest brake lines I've ever seen? No. Are they the nicest brake lines I've ever run? Yes. Yes they are, unfortunately. But they get the job done. So I'm happy with it. Now we can move on to the gas tank. So the old gas tank was all rusty and nasty inside and it was just contaminating any bit of fuel that you would have ever put into it. Plus, we're swapping from gas to diesel, so we don't want that old tank anyway. So, when I took the old one out, I saved the straps, and I put them in the bed of the truck, and when I ordered the new one, I didn't order new straps, because I said, I've already got the old ones. But I kind of forgot that, in order to get them off, I had to cut them. So, we gotta fix that first. Thankfully, I have a welder and some nuts and bolts. So, we're going to fix this, put it on the gas tank, as well as the other one, mount it in the truck, and that should wrap up this episode. Let's get to it. That's going to be it for today's episode, everyone. We got a lot done, but there's still a lot to do. So I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, or if you just have suggestions for something you might want to see in the future, please let me know in the comments section. I'd be really happy to hear from you. And if you want to know what we're going to be getting into in the next episode, I've heard it involved putting the engine in the truck. But I guess you won't know unless you subscribe. So go ahead and do that, that way you don't miss the next episode. But either way, I'm sweaty, I have a ton of metal shavings in my hair, and I gotta get this place cleaned up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of Chuck's Customs.